All right, you've seen them, right? Up in that high chair, always watching, always ready. But have you ever stopped to think about what it really takes to become a certified lifeguard here in Wisconsin? Well, we're going to walk through that entire journey, every single step, from the intense swim test to actually landing that first job. Let's dive in.
You know, we all look for jobs, but what if you could land one that makes a genuine, honest-to-goodness difference? I mean, a role where you're not just collecting a paycheck. You're the person everyone's eyes turn to in a crisis.
Because let's be real, being a lifeguard is nothing like what you see in the movies. It's way less about working on your tan and way more about being completely prepared to act in a split second. It's about readiness.
And it's not just about enforcing a bunch of rules. It's about earning the trust of every single person who walks into that pool area or onto that beach. You literally become a symbol of safety, and that's a kind of responsibility that comes with a whole lot of pride.
Here's something most people don't think about. The skills you learn here are, well, they're universal. We're talking emergency response, leadership, staying calm under immense pressure. This isn't just a summer job. For a lot of people, it's the first step towards a career in healthcare or public safety.
Okay, so what's the very first hurdle you gotta clear? Before you even learn a single rescue technique, you have to prove you've got the fundamental physical skills. This is the test that weeds people out right from the start.
First things first, the age requirement. You've got to be at least 15 years old by the very last day of the course. And that's on purpose, you know? It makes lifeguarding one of the most accessible and responsible jobs for a high school student who wants to do something really meaningful. Next up, the endurance challenge. A 300-yard swim, completely non-stop. Now, the instructors aren't looking for an Olympian here. They're looking for pure stamina. A real rescue isn't some 30-second sprint. It can be a long, tough effort, and this swim proves you have the energy to handle it.
This next one sounds easy, but trust me, it's surprisingly difficult. Treading water for 2 solid minutes, using only your legs. So why no hands? Well, because in a real emergency, your hands are going to be busy, either supporting a victim or handling rescue equipment. This is all about testing a critical, real-world skill. So, there they are, the 4 big challenges that stand between you and the training course. And that last one, it's the most intense. It's a timed event where you have to dive down and retrieve a 10-pound brick from the bottom of the pool. It's a direct simulation of rescuing someone who's unconscious. You pass these 4, you've earned your spot.
All right, so you've passed the physical tests. Now the real work begins. This is where you go from being just a strong swimmer to becoming a professional rescuer. Let's get into what that training actually looks like.
So what kind of time are we talking about? You're looking at about 26.5 hours of pretty intensive training. Think of it like a boot camp. You'll spend some time in the classroom, sure, but most of it is going to be in the water, practicing these skills over and over until they're pure muscle memory.
The whole training program really rests on 3 main pillars. First, mastering all kinds of rescue techniques. Second, becoming a certified first responder with CPR and first aid. And third, learning the incredibly important skills for handling delicate head, neck, and spinal injuries in the water.
And this stuff goes way beyond just jumping in the water. You're learning multiple ways to enter the pool or lake depending on the emergency. You'll drill how to handle someone who is panicked and fighting you versus someone who is unconscious. You'll even practice how to break free if a drowning person grabs onto you and tries to pull you under. Now we're getting into what might be the single most high-stakes skill you'll learn. With a potential spinal injury, one wrong move can change a person's life forever. That's why you spend hours and hours practicing these precise, delicate techniques to stabilize someone while they're still in the water, long before you even attempt to get them out on a backboard. See, your job doesn't stop once the person is out of the water. Not even close. You'll get fully certified in CPR for adults, children, and infants. You'll be trained on how to use an AED. Basically, you'll be equipped to handle almost any medical emergency that could happen on your watch. You become a true first responder.
Okay, so you've put in all those hours. You've mastered the skills. You passed the tests. What's the payoff? Let's talk about the job market in Wisconsin and where this certification can actually take you. Right off the bat, you're looking at a pretty solid wage. Most pool lifeguards in Wisconsin start around $16 an hour. But if you get that special certification for waterfronts, you know, lakes and beaches where things are a lot more unpredictable, you can easily expect to make $20 an hour, or even more.
And the job opportunities? They're everywhere. You could work year-round at your local community pool or YMCA, or you could spend the summer outside at a camp, a resort, or one of Wisconsin's beautiful state parks. Each place offers a totally different vibe, from the controlled setting of a pool to the wild nature of a lakefront.
And the best part is, this certification is basically your golden ticket for the whole state. It is a recognized professional credential that will open doors for you at aquatic centers all over Wisconsin. That gives you a ton of flexibility to work where you want to work.
So let's bring it all together, shall we? We've gone through the whole journey, from that first tough physical test to all the job opportunities waiting for you at the finish line. It's a path that demands serious commitment, but it also offers a pretty significant reward.
So when you look at the final equation, it's pretty clear. On one side, you've got the commitment, passing those physical tests, putting in the training hours, and the cost of tuition. But on the other side, look at the reward, a 2-year professional certification, skills that can literally save a life, and access to good-paying jobs. When you weigh it all out, the return on that investment is just massive.
So, there you have it. We've laid out the entire map. You know exactly what it takes, you know what you'll learn, and you know where it can lead you. The only question left is the one you see right here. Are you ready to step up and take the chair?